Hi, subbies and new viewers. I am back with a process video. I actually went to Tuesday morning this past week, and found some fairly cool stuff. I found the Shimelle Head in the Clouds collection, and it is adorable. I'm a unicorn fan. There's just no reason for it, but I just love unicorns. So I decided I wanted to scrapbook this picture of my daughter with this collection, mostly because she just is always believing in big dreams, and I just really appreciate that about her. So when I pulled out this collection, I was like, this is the cutest stuff ever. And I wanted to use it with my daughter's picture. And I'm thumbing through the pad right now. This is the project pad. So there's some stickers, some cut aparts, some pattern papers. There's obviously some cardstock right there. And I'm thumbing through there. I pulled out the little border cut aparts, and I'm thumbing through the papers. I do have a sketch, which I'll show in the upper right corner in just a moment. Just looking for the papers that I think will go and work well with the sketch. There's nothing in there I don't like, honestly. That paper right there really called me, but for the sketch I didn't want to use it. So I ended up with this word paper with some foiling on it, and then you'll notice that floral in the upper right there. And I did take a very light stripe, and then the solid teal cardstock type thing. So there, I've picked out my papers. I've already trimmed them now to match the sketch you notice in the upper right corner. And I did gut that teal paper. I may show you in a moment if I haven't already, but basically just to make sure I had a photo mat in the same color, because there is only one of the sheets in the pad. See there, you can see I've gutted the middle of that. I do only put the tape on the one side so I can lay down the paper and make sure it's straight before I start sticking it down, because I'm one of those that's just never able to get it right if I do the four-sided glue there. Um, as you notice, there's that stripe. It's pretty faint, and it's the little teal color there. I love it. It's really pretty. And then the floral, I put the word paper on top of that with you'll notice that gold foiling. It's kind of shimmering in the light there. And then the sketch, there's actually some, it looks like it's supposed to be journaling above the title. And my original thought was I would go ahead and journal, but I ended up not doing that. Then in the project pad, these branding strips are just so cute. I mean, they are just so cute. The one I have that's going across that I'm going to use for the long one is little mermaids all over it. And I did have to trim it because it has that little bit of perforation where it tears away from the main paper that it's attached to. So I do have to trim that just a little bit. And you notice there's a little hole in the middle because, of course, that's where the pokey thing would work on a counter or whatever, or display. But that's not going to matter because my photo is going to be on top of it. And then I use this cloud branding strip that, again, I do have to trim the little bit of perforation. It's not very much, just a tiny, tiny bit. And I don't need that whole strip, so I'll end up cutting that to fit so I can keep the other part of the branding strip, because again, they're just adorable. There you go. So I cut that. And again, I'm going to fit that across behind the picture to match up. I do follow the sketch pretty closely. Not exactly, but pretty closely. I just, I like to use sketches for inspiration quite a bit. Sometimes they're pretty close and sometimes they're not, but in this case, it's fairly close. So I'm using my little score tape there to attach the branding strip. This picture of my daughter isn't, to be honest with you, anything special. There's no real big story behind it. I just thought she looked pretty. It happened to be a day we were at a baseball game, if I recall, and she just looked pretty. We just happened to take some pictures, and I had it printed. And she's just got a really big smile. And actually, interestingly, the little top that she has on there, I thought the floral in the pattern paper went pretty well as well. So I just really like this picture. So I've kind of arranged it there according to the sketch. My idea is on the left side where those flowers and whatnot are. You saw in the beginning of the video, I was kind of thumbing through the stickers and the die cuts and things, and I really just love the little fantasy themed items. So I'm thinking I'm going to end up using a lot of those little fantasy creatures, the mermaid and the dragon and unicorn and that sort of thing. I did find in this cut apart here this little 3x4, or rather it's 2x3, I apologize. It says, believe it, be it, I think is what it says, with the little rainbow. And I used that instead of another photograph where the sketch shows a second photograph. I did go ahead and mat it. I started to lay it down, and I did want a little bit of separation there. So I'm trimming it just a hair so it'll fit on that piece of white cardstock. And then I fit that right there. And I think that looks cute. So I decided to go ahead and go with that. And I was actually really proud of myself, you guys, for figuring out how to put this sketch in the video. I was really proud of myself. I'm probably not going to do so many fancy transitions and cutouts and that sort of thing, but because I am trying to learn this software, but I was really proud to figure out how to put that sketch in there, and I think that's great because I do use sketches quite a bit, and I want to start showing the inspiration piece. So um, I did decide this stickers set of titles there. I'm not certain if it goes with this collection, but it seems to, so it could. But anyway, I found the word believe, and I do want to use believe. And you'll notice I'm going through the die cuts here, just looking to see what I can pull out. There was a nice big floral, and the sketch does show a floral, so I thought, okay, I'll go with this floral. And then that little dragon, she's adorable. And then I find that mermaid. I believe I actually switched the mermaid out for a chipboard piece in a bit, but for the moment that's hanging out. There's a cloud piece there. The lighting makes it look a little strange, but it is like a holographic outline on the cloud. It's going to end up on the page. All right, so I've got this floral, and I'm kind of figuring out where's that going to go. I like that camera. That camera doesn't stay. I do the little tiny flower that I've set on top of the cloud there. I believe that does stay on the page. And I am pulling my title off here because I do know where I want it to go as well. And my idea is the title is going to be Believe the Impossible. As I mentioned earlier, my daughter just has these big dreams all the time. She's really big on personal development, and so a lot of the things that she reads, um, I don't know if it's frou-frou or millennial stuff or whatever, but anyway, it's always encouraging the reader to really just strive and reach, and they can do great things. And so she's definitely embraces that attitude, which is not a bad thing. I mean, she definitely works for it. It's not like she's doing things or dreaming things without the work. So she's definitely got big dreams, and she'll be graduating college this year. So I'm kind of excited to see, what she does with all those big dreams. I think she can do anything she wants to. So. All right, so I've got the floral. I loaded my title down. I did put the fun foam behind the little rainbow cut apart because I wanted it to have a little dimension. I'm looking through. I did find these really cute puffy stickers. It's not part of the collection. It was just at Tuesday morning, and it's kind of random. There's little different things, but it's got little glitter stars and that sort of thing in it, and it's puffy. And that is too cute. I think that says you're awesome. It's real tiny on my screen here, so I can't tell for sure, but I think it says you're awesome. And I'm looking at the cloud. I kind of set it aside for the moment. I actually do pull that back, but I've got that up there, and I'm looking for more pieces to kind of go with the left side over there. I want to basically frame that out is my idea. So I'm looking for various little things. Then I started looking at the border cut aparts. I don't actually end up cutting that out. I thought maybe so, but I end up in the stickers here, looking there. And then I go back to the die cuts. I just really like these die cuts. That unicorn is adorable. I want to use that. Again, my whole theme or my whole thinking here is to use all these uh, fantasy or impossible creatures to give the theme of, believing in the impossible. I do find a little die cut that looks like a little label there to basically ground the flowers, and I'm putting the unicorn in there. You'll see that in a moment. Then I see that dragon. I'm like, oh, he can sit over here on this side on top of the label, or the cut apart. Yeah, there you go. I'm kind of digging around, decide, do I want that mermaid? No, I don't want that mermaid. I want this mermaid. And again, I'm auditioning different pieces. What is this going to work? Is that going to work? I'm just trying to build this left hand, almost a border, I guess. I like the cloud. I almost hate to waste it, and I actually contemplate cutting it in half, but inevitably I probably would have cut the wrong size, so I left it alone, which makes me a little sad because I'd like to have another one. Okay, now I'm getting into the chipboard because I decide, okay, I need to get in this chipboard. And actually, in the project pad, the stickers are identical to the chipboard pieces, so I'll be able to use whichever one, I suppose, because there's two of them. All right, I laid her upside down because she's sticky. I think I stick my hand on her a couple different times. That little mermaid, see, she stuck to me. And okay, so I'm working my way through. Again, oh yeah, I'm putting the fun foam on the back of the unicorn. So I do want the unicorn to kind of pop up on top of the floral and the little pink label there. And I say fun foam. This is again that stuff from Walmart that doesn't have the sticky parts. I'm too cheap to buy the one with the side that's the sticky. I figure I can always just glue it on there. And I am. That's what I'm doing. I'm gluing my fun foam on there. I really adore this collection. I don't know. If you have a boy, I guess you could use the dragons. I just think it's pretty. You wouldn't think it's very versatile because it is real fantasy driven, but I think you can turn a lot of these different things into interesting little um, concepts, layouts, ideas, whatever. You could even do like love layouts with, you know, I don't know, just kind of talking about how somebody makes you believe in magic or something like that. I am gonna I'm gonna end up using this whole collection. I'm certain of it. And then there's some pages too that aren't even really fantasy, like there's cloud ones in there, so you could do different things with that. But this collection is just the cutest thing ever. So now I'm gluing down my little creatures, my dragon, and then I've got my little mermaid there. I've got the unicorn I've got up on fun foam. I want a little bit of dimension. I've got my little um, puffy sticker. I think it's really coming together pretty cute. I mean, I'm just honestly, just this whole collection is adorable. So I'm so excited to use it. And in fact, to be honest with you, I had a different video planned to go up, and I just got too excited with this layout. I have to share it. All right, of course, I'm piddling around because that's what I do with the little embellishments there, moving them, moving them, moving them. And I'm going back to my project sheets. I'm thinking, okay, maybe I can use some sticker off of here. No, I decide, no, I'm not going to do that. And I go back to this sticker sheet and I'm like, there's got to be something on here. And I find this little pink camera. And I do like the pink camera as well. I wanted to bring that pink up there. I didn't really have enough. So there we go. And I glue the puffy sticker down and then my little florals. There's my flower that I stick in my art glitter glue. And I've got the die cut on the dinosaur, the dragon, but I kind of go to the chipboard because I think, oh, that's got some more dimension. I want to have him sit there. And that looks cute because it's tucked in just a hair underneath the foamed up cut apart. And then his tail is curling around. I think it kind of looks almost like using an arrow or something pointing to the little cut apart. And I want again to this title to be Believe the Impossible. So I'm looking at the or the letter alphabet in the project pad, and I'm thinking maybe, but they're just a little too big. And then I also had found that navy blue set of letters at Tuesday morning the other day, but that's really too big. And I have to go to this little font from Thicker's the blue letters, and I'm just making sure I have all the letters because inevitably I'll spell out a whole word and then be missing one letter. So um, I'm spelling out impossible first because I figure as long as, even if I had to go and do three different fonts, I could always make that work. So I want to make sure that I can spell impossible. And then after that, I just have to spell the, I almost put in the impossible, but I don't know. I didn't see the sense of putting in after I started piddling with it. I'm using the wax paper, the little trick everybody has seen on YouTube, I think, at this point, um, which I still feel stupid for not thinking about. But, anyways, uh, so there I'm putting my title down, Believe the Impossible. So at this point, I have put my little border of all my little fantasy creatures. I've got basically my title here. And in a moment, I also picked up these two containers of sequins at Tuesday morning. Unfortunately, that was the only two they had, or I probably would have bought others. One was a set of kind of black and silvery, not silver so much, but dark colors. And then there was this container, which it wasn't really labeled, at least not that I've seen, but it was clearly sea or mermaid or something because there are some little seashells in there. I didn't use any of those, but I did pull out these little sequins of the turquoisey color. I just thought those were perfect. They fit, just perfect with the theme of the fun and whimsical, and the sequins are just beautiful. So, why I need to find it necessary to use tweezers? Oh, there's my cat, y'all. She just can't help herself. I honestly had no idea when I started recording videos how many she was going to end up in. I knew she bothered me, but I didn't really pay attention to how much. And now I find every single video she's in there, and she wants so badly to climb in the middle of this layout. Like she can hardly contain herself. She's got her paw on it. Um, you know, 'cause she's just got to. The little sketch is hiding most of her head there, which is fine, but she just she's in the business, right? She's all up in my business. She has to adjust and get closer and closer. So what I'm using here is those little micro blings, dots or zots rather. They're just teeny little glue dots. I've had them for a long time, and she's crafty on her YouTube channel also mentions using them, but they're just little mini bling. They call them bling dot zots, I think it is, and they're tiny little guys. And I use those on the sequence. I could have used liquid adhesive. Honestly, if I had, I probably would have stuck my hand all in it. So I thought I'll just stick with this bling zots here. And I go along and I'm gluing each one individually. Seems really time consuming, but in the end it looks so pretty. It's okay. And plus I can always go back. If I'd done the liquid, it never dries right away, so I can this way now I can touch all of them and make sure they're not moving. I think that is just so cute. I love this layout. I'm not even gonna lie. It's just so cute. I'm checking to see, is there anything else I want to add? I do come in on this thickers here, and there's those little matching like dots of, it's kind of a rose gold, and I think, oh, I'm gonna put one in each of these little areas here, and I think that ties into the title color a little bit better too. And that's all I'm gonna do to this layout, guys. I think this is too cute. I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite. Sorry for that. Hope you guys liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Talk to you soon.